This is Renelle, and welcome to Quality Hang with Rod Brooks and friends. And here he is now, your host, my main man, Rod Brooks.
Thank you very much, Renelle. I am Rod Brooks, and welcome everyone to Quality Hang. As always, I am joined on this broadcasting adventure by my friend, your friend, the co-host of Quality Hang, my partner in crime. He is Marcus Osborne. What up, man?
What's happening, dog? I just poured myself a big old heaping, what do you call these, thermos of sweet tea.
There you go. Oh, see, that's the South in you. Tea's got to be sweet. It's got to be sweet. Yeah.
When I first got to California, they tried to give me some sweet tea, and I almost threw up. Well, it wasn't sweet tea. It was just tea, and I just assumed it was all sweet.
Yeah, exactly, right? Unsweetened tea is a war crime, okay? Unsweetened tea is awful, right? It's just bitter, cold water. No. Put sugar in it. Yeah. Will it give you diabetes? Sure. But it tastes significantly better. Put sugar in it. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you and all of you fine quality hangers out there. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving day. A kind of peek behind the curtain, Marcus. I don't think you'll mind me telling people this, but Marcus just moved into a new house, so your Thanksgiving was spent unboxing and eating at the exact same time.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool, man. I'm excited. I'm just gonna start to relax a little bit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yes, exactly. Yes, relax as much as a homeowner can, which means, of course, you don't relax at all. There's brief lulls in activity, but there's really never any moments where you just fully relax. It does not work that way. Before we get into the show, as always, we like to thank our presenting sponsor, the fine folks at Hot Monk Taverns. 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. And at all of the locations, they all do the same great things. They satisfy your hunger with fantastic food from a diverse menu. Their craft beer selection is absolutely out of this world. And what they do as far as concerts, live entertainment at all 3 venues is pretty darn special as well. You get touring acts from around the country, local acts. That's, to me, is the best part about Hot Monk and what they do as far as music and entertainment. It's a great place for local acts, and it is also a great place to get together with your friends, whether it's trivia night, country line dancing night, open mic comedy night. If you got jokes, Hot Monk is the place for you. So to see what the schedule is as far as live music, live entertainment, or the open mics, if you dare, check them out online at hotmonk.com. You, of course, can follow them on all of the relevant social media sites. But what's better than social media? Actually going out and enjoying life. So if you happen to be around Sonoma, Novato, or Sebastopol, won't you stop into Hot Monk, say hi to all of the folks, and you will not be disappointed. Like I said, the food and the craft beer is absolutely awesome. All right, let us get into it. How about we start with the 9-4 and sitting in very good position as far as the rapidly approaching NFL playoffs are concerned, Marcus. The San Francisco 49ers took care of the hilariously bad Cleveland Browns. Defensively, the Browns are good. Offensively, Shador doesn't matter. That is a bad outfit, and even worse on special teams. But now the Niners have won 3 games in a row after losing to the Rams a few weeks ago.
And 3 games they should have won.
They were 100%. All 3 of these games are games that they should have won, and the Niners have won them. And I would say in impressive fashion. Yesterday was the most difficult of the 3: Arizona, and then the Panthers, and then the Browns. Yesterday, with the Niners coming off of that Monday night game on a short week, so that cuts out a day of preparation. Going to Cleveland against that defense is really good. Myles Garrett is unbelievable, and the fact that he didn't wreck the Niners' offensive game plan, only sacked Brock Purdy once, is a testament to the job that Trent Williams did, and also the job Brock Purdy did in not standing on a spot and having Myles Garrett just tee off on him. that Browns run defense is really, really, really good. And the weather, while it wasn't awful, the conditions were still difficult with the wins. Yet the Niners found a way to win it. And the way that they're looking right now, Marcus, taking advantage of the schedule and the way things could possibly break down here for the Niners with the bye coming up for them. The Niners, who are sitting in the final NFC playoff spot at 7, if they get some good luck and some good fortune here, with as you see with this graphic on the screen, coming up this weekend with Chicago, Green Bay, Seattle taking on the Falcons, and the Rams taking on Arizona. If things break the right way for the Niners, they could go from 7th to possibly as high as 2nd, and maybe even be the number 1 seed in the NFC if things break out their way. That's an unbelievable thing that just came out of my mouth that I never thought that I would say once they lost Bosa and once they lost Fred Warner.
Yeah, I mean, we've probably mentioned this a couple of times already, but there's no real reason that Kyle Shanahan should not get his very first Coach of the Year award. Like,
Yes.
there's none at all. And I've been preaching this all year long. This guy, the work that they've done, because let's face it, typically, any year that they've had this many injuries, the season's been a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, I don't know how, Kyle has got this team standing on top. Obviously, it helped to have Mac Jones step in there and play for a few games. Very helpful. But even after that, I mean, this defense has been able to keep it together. The offense has been able to score just enough points. Like, this is one of the best coaching jobs I've seen from a San Francisco 49er head coach in a decade plus.
And without a doubt, you are correct. And Kyle Shanahan, as Coach of the Year, is picking up steam as people are noticing what the Niners have done. You know, things have cooled off a little bit in Indianapolis, who the Niners will see in a couple of weeks. Things have cooled off for them. The Patriots, I turned the game off. They were beating the stuffing out of the Giants. So obviously, Mike Vrabel is going to get a lot of Coach of the Year love for the incredible job that he is doing. Absolutely, for the incredible job that he's doing with the Patriots. And we all know how Coach of the Year works. It's the coach that takes a team that no one expected to do a damn thing, that takes them to a point of prominence, and people will give that coach the kudos. Will vote for them for the Coach of the Year award. Rarely ever does it go to an established coach, as Kyle Shanahan is, obviously, that does a lot with a little. I think Vrabel's going to get it because of what I mentioned, how people view the Coach of the Year award. And again, he's done an incredible job. But Kyle Shanahan is going to make that a lot closer of an award than it would normally be, because you're right. With all that they've lost, the job that he and Robert Saleh have done, with their respective units. Kyle, obviously the offensive coach, Saleh, the defensive coach. But hey, listen, who's the guy that went to the mat to get Robert Saleh back in the mix? And that was Kyle Shanahan. What they've done on special teams with Brant Boyer, special teams coach, that Niners special teams unit, which over the have been really since Kyle Shanahan has been there, has been terrible. All right. And not just in terms of just missing field goals. It's not just wasn't just a Jake Moody problem. They were terrible with kick coverage, punt coverage. The return game was absolutely lacking. That has been fixed this year. Credit to the players, credit to special teams coach Brant Boyer, but who finally decided to make it a point of emphasis to get better special teams wise? Kyle Shanahan. I'll give him a little bit of credit with that. But the main thing is Christian McCaffrey not getting hurt, and knock on wood that does not happen. Christian McCaffrey not getting hurt made it to where, and this is to take nothing away from Mac Jones, but Christian McCaffrey not being hurt made it to where Mac Jones could thrive in the manner in which he did. Christian McCaffrey not being hurt has saved the Niners season, because not only is their leading rusher, he's also their leading receiver as well. Shout out to Eddie Pinheiro, the job he did. I can count to a couple of games where he was instrumental in the Niners winning those contests. So again, the players should always get the credit, but the job that Kyle Shanahan has done this year, losing his quarterback, losing Ricky Pearsall, losing Kittle for as long as he did, and for that offense to still be one of the best in the league is very, very impressive.
And let's not forget about the fact that neither one of the guys who you would expect to be MVP candidates, and that is Brock Purdy and CMC. Neither one of those guys has had standout years, and they're still scoring and killing them. I mean, this has been a great coaching job. There's no way you would ever predict that, well, CMC would not have a great year. He'd have an okay year. Brock Purdy wouldn't have a great year. He'd miss a lot of games, and here they are 9-4. This is amazing coaching job.
It's an amazing coaching job. I will say, though, about Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he's going to have 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. Like, that's an amazing year.
Good year.
He's only he's only rushing for a little bit less than 3 yards per carry, which I think makes the fact that he's well over 800 yards now, and also over 800 yards receiving at this point in the season. I think that makes it even more impressive for that what he's been able to pull off. But now we are at the beginning of December where real football is being played, and you will clearly be able to tell the contenders from the pretenders. The fact that the Niners are standing as strong and standing as tall, they have still at this point, even though the percentages are still working against them, but the Niners at this point, they still have a chance to win the division. They're 4-1 in the NFC West. And, again, the Rams would have to lose to Arizona. The chances of that happening are fairly slim, but the possibility is still there.
Yeah, division game, you never know.
Seattle would have to drop another contest. But the fact that the Niners are 4-1 in the division while missing for the majority of those division games, Kittle, Pearsall, and Purdy, is crazy. The Niners will have a chance, if things break their way in these last 5 games of the season for them, have a chance to possibly win the division, and possibly, if things work their way. Now, if is a load-bearing wall in this house that I'm creating here. If is a big word, but we are at December 1st, and we've delineated all of the Niner injuries and reasons why they should not be in a position to possibly win the NFC West and be the number 1 seed in the NFC. That's insane. That's crazy.
It is insane how just hanging on and believing in your coach and following the game plan and just executing as well as you can every single week can get you in the NFL.
Yeah, that when you're a professional, well-coached team that has Christian McCaffrey that you can lean on, and a very, very good coordinator in Robert Saleh, and improved special teams, and you get and we got to keep it funky, we got to keep it real. The Niners have taken advantage of their 4th place schedule, of their last place schedule, because they would not have played. I have to look at the schedule here, but they would not have played. They wouldn't have played the Browns. They would not have played the Browns. Well, they would have played the Panthers, and they're coming up with the Titans after the bye week, because the NFC West is playing the NFC South and the AFC South. So that's just dumb luck that the Niners and the rest of the NFC West are playing what are considered to be the NFC South and the AFC South, 2 of the lesser divisions in all of football. But playing a 4th place schedule has benefited the Niners. That's what it was. Not only playing the Browns, who finished last in their division, the Niners finished last in their division last year. Those 2 teams are paired up. Getting a chance to play the Giants, who finished last in the NFC East last year. Niners finished last in the NFC West. Niners get that matchup. Niners take advantage of that matchup. So the Niners are, while they've been unfortunate with injuries, they've gotten fortunate with scheduling because of the divisional matchups, the NFC West playing the NFC South and the AFC South, and the Niners, because of their 6-11 record last year, playing a 4th place schedule. To get those wins against the Giants and the Browns, and then getting into the bye week and having a chance, now it gets tougher after you see the Titans. The Colts are not what they were a few weeks ago. Still a good team, although they're not running the ball all that great. The game against the Bears is going to be a lot of fun, because the Bears,
that'll be interesting.
Their offensive line,
I don't know what to think of them.
Their offensive line is so good. They can run the ball defensively. I think they're a good team defensively. Caleb Williams at quarterback, He doesn't make a ton of mistakes, but he's still a young quarterback in the game. That Bears game is going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to say a lot about where the Bears and the Niners will be seated in the NFC playoffs because the Bears are going to the playoffs. And then Week 18 against the Seahawks, that could be for the NFC West. More than likely, it's going to be for NFC playoff seeding. So, the Niners, again, taking advantage of this last place schedule has been a part of their good play this year.
Yeah, man. I like I said, I think this is really going to be interesting. I'm excited to see where things go from here. This is NFL season. It's turning out to be more fun than I expected it to be. By the way, the Bears, there are some awards that need to go to the coaching over there too, because I don't know how
Ben Johnson's. Ben Johnson's a good coach.
I don't know how they're doing what they're doing.
For sure. Like I said, that offensive line, just watching them over the weekend, watching them destroy the Eagles. And by the way, we'll get to the Eagles in just a second because Philadelphia Eagles fans are showing why they're the absolute worst, not just in football, but in all of North American professional sports. But watching the Bears just maul that Eagles defense with that offensive line. I mean, I just had to watch that game basically just slack-jawed. That's one of the, if not the best offensive lines in football, but they play ball control. They run the ball. Like I said, Caleb Williams, young in the game at quarterback, don't make a lot of mistakes. It's a good defense, and Ben Johnson is going to get some Coach of the Year votes along with Shane Steichen, along with Vrabel in New England, and along with Kyle Shanahan, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I like that old school football, man. Let's run it. Let's play keep away. Let's play some defense.
And I'm surprised to hear you say that you like what we've gotten so far this NFL season because you're not a big fan of parity. But
no,
this is Pete Rozell's dream. This is what the NFL wants. They want 14 teams, 7 in each conference, who are going to make the playoffs. And I think we can say confidently here on December 1st, it's the first of the month, as Bone Thugs and Harmony would say. And there is absolutely in either conference no clear-cut favorites to get to and win the Super Bowl. None. It is as wide open as I've ever seen it.
Yeah. What the most exciting part to me is seeing teams that you would not have expected to do anything actually come up and be competitive. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of makes it for the drama that I typically like, which is kind of having somebody who's the hunted and everybody sort of Game of Thronesing it and fighting for who's going to get that throne. Meanwhile, we already know who's at the top. We're just trying to figure out how to bring that person down or those people down. Yeah. So this is pretty cool. Seeing Indy, seeing the Jags, seeing Chicago come out of nowhere, seeing the Texans. I mean, this is all entertaining stuff to me.
And that's what's so tantalizing about the Niners and where they are right now, because I think the Niners' main issue still at this point is they don't run the ball traditionally as well as I think they need to, clearly as well as they like. I mean, they're 26th in rushing. And the Niners, in my estimation, don't defend the run as well as they should, and they need to. And I think that's going to be a problem until proven otherwise. But they're getting enough of a pass rush, which a lot of people thought was going to be their Achilles heel, and it still may very well be, because you're not gonna replicate Bosa by any stretch of the imagination. But they have gotten over the last few weeks. I think they've crafted enough of a pass rush, and they do enough. Not enough for me, but I think they do enough stopping the run. I still think their tackling is below par. To me, missed tackles are the biggest issue for the Niners, and that shows up more so in the run game. But they get enough pass rush, they have enough run defense, and they have a good enough offense. Even if they don't run the ball in a traditional way, they can bleed the clock. They could go on long drives. Yeah. They can hit you for quick strikes.
Yeah.
If Purdy's not throwing interceptions, they don't make a ton of mistakes, and they get enough in special teams, in terms of actual field goal kicking and getting short fields on good returns and not giving up big plays on special teams. they do enough well enough to where that's why it's so tantalizing to be like, if the Niners get in the playoffs, they can make life interesting for themselves and miserable for teams that are, for a lot of people, more well suited to go on long playoff runs.
Yeah, they are good enough to beat the best teams, but they're also bad enough to lose to some scrub team on any given Sunday. Yeah, it makes it interesting. I don't have an odds-on favorite at all. There's no one who I've seen where I'm going, yep, that's the team to beat. Nobody.
No, I mean, the Niners could go to Philly and beat the Eagles. The Niners can go, my estimation, to Chicago, beat the Bears. They can go to Green Bay. They can go to Tampa and beat the Bucks.
Yep.
Or, whoever wins the South, more than likely, it's going to be Tampa. Or they could go to Carolina and beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
And flip side, the Niners could go to Philly and they get Lane Johnson back. Their offensive line gets back to what it was last year, which helped them win the Super Bowl. That Philly defense, which I still think is excellent, despite what happened to them against the Bears.
The
Niners could go to Philly and get curb stomped.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Saquon could go off. He could have a flashback like his last year, and all of a sudden,
right.
200 yards.
right. And I think you can say the same thing in the AFC. Now that the Chiefs, even though it's going to be a big ask for the Texans, and this is going to be a last stand possibly for the Chiefs, and we got something on them in just a second. But the Texans with that defense, and if they get enough offensively, that's a squad. Could they go to Foxborough and hold that New England offense, which is really good, and hold that young quarterback Drake May down and get enough offensively? Absolutely. Could they go to Foxborough and get their teeth kicked in? Absolutely. It's December 1st. There's 14 teams. I think we know. Let's say 16 teams. I'll add 2 more in the AFC because I'm not counting the Lions and the Cowboys. I think they are behind the Niners and the rest of the teams in the NFC playoffs as it stands right now. So I'll say 16 teams, taking 2 more from the AFC. It's December 1st, and I think you could throw a blanket over all of them, and any one of them you could pick out and go, I could see them getting 2 and winning a Super Bowl. Sure.
Yep. There's not a single team that would shock me getting to the Super Bowl. No, there's no combination that would surprise me.
No.
Nobody would surprise me.
No, I mean, Tampa, maybe, but
would you be shocked if they got to the Super Bowl?
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if they went on a run. I really wouldn't be.
Yeah, everybody's just good enough.
Yeah, everybody's just good enough. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun. Mentioned the Eagles earlier. We got a new segment on the show, and it's called Yeah, That Tracks. Basically meaning I'm going to relay something to you. You're going to see some video, and you're going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that tracks. And I mentioned the Eagles. They got mauled by the Bears, and it was a mauling. And the Eagles' offense continues to stink out loud. The Eagles are 29th in yards. The Eagles are 23rd in passing offense. The Eagles are 22nd in rushing. Now, again, before you turn your nose up and go, Eagles 22nd in rushing with Saquon Barkley, remember the Niners are worse than the Eagles if we're just talking yards from scrimmage, not using the fancy dancy metrics. The Niners are worse than the Eagles as far as running the ball. Either way, the Eagles being 22nd in rushing, not good. And the Eagles only scoring 22.5 points per game. And they look particularly bad against the Bears on Black Friday. So Eagles fans, of course, being the level-headed group that they are, coming off a Super Bowl, still a really good team. Are Eagles fans looking at their current, really season-long struggles by their offense and going, hey, you know what? We're okay. We'll be fine. Eagles fans doing that? Of course not. They're Eagles fans. They're the worst in North America. So what have they resorted to doing? They've resorted to egging the house of the Eagles offensive coordinator, Kevin Patullo. Yes. Terrible. Like I said, The name of this segment, it's a new one on Quality Hang. Eagles fans upset about their offense throwing eggs at the house of the offensive coordinator. Everybody say it with me. Yeah, that tracks. Of course, Eagles fans would do that.
I'm trying to think of, and I'm deadly serious, I can't think of a single Philadelphia superstar who wasn't booed by the fans. I can't think of one.
Allen Iverson. He
got booed. He took some. He took a lot.
Okay. All right. Well, then you know what? That's all I got because the rest of them got booed.
All got booed. Like, imagine being Donovan McNabb taking a team to the NFC Championship game every year and getting booed, and people saying you need to be replaced. Maybe Dr. J. Maybe Dr. J didn't get booed.
The only athlete in Philly that didn't get booed is a fictional athlete. It's Rocky. He's the only athlete from Philly that's ever gotten booed. The rest of them, white, black, don't matter. I'm sure Mike Schmidt got booed. I'm certain.
I don't understand that. Listen, I am not anti-booing. I like you pay your money, boo whoever you want. I'm just saying when your superstars are there, you booing them?
Well, you got to know, of course, that if they're going to throw eggs at the house of the offensive coordinator, you got to know Jalen Hurts, brother, you might want to pay for some private security because when the blame train comes to town, it's coming to your crib next. Yeah. Oh, but by the way, one last thing about this. Because it is the year 2025 and we cannot help ourselves because we have this mobile television studio in our pocket and we're also stupid, with Eagles fans being the most stupid. Did they actually record themselves throwing eggs at the Eagles OC house after the loss to the Bears? Is the Pope a Catholic dude from the south side of Chicago? The answer to the question I just asked you is yes.
I don't.
Oh, no, I got the video. Hang on for it. Hang on for 1 second. Hang on.
But as you said, it does track.
It does track. Here we go. Ha. Oh, now it won't work. Damn you, StreamYard. Here we go. We're going to add it to the stage here. Coming to the stage.
Okay. Get the fuck out of Philly, go Birds, dickhead.
Yeah. They filmed themselves throwing eggs at the guy's house. They filmed themselves throwing eggs.
Get the fuck out of Philly, go Birds, dickhead.
So the first mistake made here is this guy allowing his address to be leaked out to the public.
I mean, nowadays you can find out where anybody lives.
You gotta do better.
Good enough with the Google. Yeah, you can. Yeah. I mean, nowadays anybody can be touched. It's just a matter of whether you actually want to touch him or not. By the way, you can tell that these are all a bunch of rich dickhead kids because, man, have you seen the price of eggs nowadays?
For real.
They ain't throwing no eggs at nobody.
Preach. You better I'll be like, you need to go get a spatula. You need to go over to that house. You need to scrape every one of them eggs up.
As expensive as food is nowadays, I ain't wasting no food by throwing it at the offensive coordinator of my favorite football team because I'm mad that they're only scoring 22.5 points a game coming off of another Super Bowl victory. So, Eagles fans being jackasses, everybody say it with me. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, it is a weird phenomenon what's going on with that Eagles offense. It's not like they lack talent. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if there's just not confidence in Jalen Hurts' ability to be a quarterback who can handle complicated passing scheme. I don't know what the deal is, but it's weird.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is. Well, I'm not saying anything that's out of pocket because if you watch college football, and I watch a lot of college football, he's not a very good passer. Not a very good passer. He's an boy, because I want to be careful here because he's not bad, but in the passing game, he leaves a lot to be desired. I do think, this is my own somewhat educated opinion, I do think the offense that the Eagles run doesn't necessarily take advantage of what Jalen Hurts does very well, which is give you the threat and the actual run of a good running quarterback.
Yep.
I don't think they use that near the Eagles, as good as they are, should not be 22nd in rushing. Not when you
Amen.
have Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. So
Yeah.
I do think the offensive coordinator shares some blame. I think it's stupid to egg his house, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they run the right offense to take full advantage of Jalen Hurts's entire quarterbacking skill set. And I also think they got a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. It
Well,
sounds like a good idea to have to have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith on either side as wide receiver. That sounds like a good idea. Pulling that off in theory where everyone is happy, that's a hard thing to do.
it
You
can
dig
be
what I'm
done.
saying?
We've
Oh,
seen
it
it done many times.
it can be
So,
done, but it takes a special quarterback and it takes an innovative offensive coordinator and an innovative head coach too. Because I mean,
Yeah.
if we're gonna get mad at coaches and we're gonna egg somebody's house, it's the head coach you need to be mad at. Because what
Yeah.
does he do? You know what I mean? I don't even know if that guy's headset is plugged in. But
Yeah.
what does he do for that Eagles team? If you're going to have all of those generational talents at skill positions, then it takes a really good quarterback, an innovative offensive coordinator, and a forward-thinking head coach to make all of that work. And I don't think the Eagles have all three of those at all.
You're wasting that talent. Like there's no reason that this team should be scoring less than 20, 26, 27 points a game.
Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah.
So somebody's got to go.
Well, coaches don't fire themselves.
Exactly. Somebody. Maybe you need to be more innovative. Maybe you need to go, you know what?
Without a doubt.
We've got these weapons. We should be trying to get these. We should be scaring the bejesus out of everybody every week. They know we're just going to hand the ball off and we're going to throw a 10-yard pass here and there.
This guy, unless the Eagles make a deep run to the playoffs, this dude here, Kevin Patullo, is going to be the sacrificial lamb. Because Nick Sirianni, the head coach, like I said, head coaches don't fire themselves. So once this guy is gone, and if the offense is not better next year, then it's going to be Jalen Hurts' time to be, the fall guy. It's never, the head coach is never going to blame himself. But if you're the dude in charge, as Sirianni is, and I know they're coming off the Super Bowl, but that's just too much talent for them to be as mid, which I think is the best way to put it, because they're not terrible offensively, but for them to be as mid as they are offensively. But hey, man, it couldn't happen to a better group of people, and damn sure it couldn't happen to a better fan base. So
I like Jalen Hurts a lot. I think the kid is kind of classy. He's reserved.
Absolutely.
I like him. I root for him to do well, but this may not be long for you, bro. It may not be your home long term.
This the Jalen Hurts I'm seeing now is the same Jalen Hurts I saw at Alabama that lost his job to Tua Tagovailoa. It's the same Jalen Hurts I saw that went to Oklahoma and had some success, but wasn't necessarily burning it up as far as throwing the football. I think he would be better served with better offensive coaching around him that took advantage of his skill set. I think that's the best way to put it.
And raise the expectations of him.
Yeah. But I will give Jalen Hurts this much credit because this is a very important part of playing quarterback. And we saw this with Brock Purdy against the Panthers and then what we saw against Cleveland yesterday. Playing quarterback successfully is not just about the plays you make. That's important. It's also about the plays you don't make. And more to the point, the plays that lead to mistakes.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy it was 3 interceptions, but really it's 2 interceptions that were his fault. The third interception was a great play by the cornerback and a bad play design that didn't keep the cornerback occupied, so he could, in essence, play free safety. But those first 2 out of the 3 interceptions that Brock Purdy threw last week, this time against the Panthers, were especially the second one. He needed to either run that ball or check it down. And he was playing way too much hero ball. He was doing what he did last year, which got him in trouble interception-wise, which was trying to do too much. Now you then go to yesterday, all right, less than a week in Cleveland. Brock Purdy threw the ball away 7 times. That's the most he's thrown the ball away this year. Obviously, small sample size because he's been hurt, but he wasn't trying to play hero ball. He was taking the easy as it can be. He was taking the easy stuff. He was taking the check downs. And when he did take shots, when he did drive it downfield, he actually got off that back foot, boom, and drove the ball downfield. He didn't make any mistakes. You think about the game against Arizona, his first game back after being hurt. He didn't make any mistakes. The numbers didn't blow you away, but he didn't make any mistakes. When you're Caleb Williams, when you are Jalen Hurts, and while you might be limited in certain respects, you still keep the chains moving. You still keep possession of the ball. You don't make mistakes. And again, while it is important to make plays because it is a playmaking position, the NFL offensively is a playmaking league, getting the ball downfield. That's extremely important. But right next to that is don't do something dumb that gets us in 3rd and long, gets us an obvious passing down. So now we got to deal with opposing blitzes, and don't turn the ball over. Don't put us in bad positions. That's a big part of the skill of quarterbacking. All of that being said, you also need an offensive coordinator or an offensive-minded head coach that puts the quarterback in good positions. And I think that's what's going to be a problem for Shedeur Sanders and now going forward, because he's a young quarterback. He's holding on to the ball too long. He's waiting for stuff to come open, and then he's either, he's getting sacked. But he's got a guy in Cleveland that seems like he has no interest whatsoever in trying to do what's best for that young quarterback and put him in a position where he and that offense can succeed.
Yeah, he don't like him. He don't like him at all. And it's weird to pull him out at goal lines.
Yeah, that was sucker shit, right? That's just, you
let Dylan Gabriel play. Dylan Gabriel gets to get goal to go, but you take Shedeur. That's personal shit going on, dude.
You take him out. And you put in a rookie fullback. All right. And Harold Fannin is going to be real nice. Like the Niners looked at him as a Kyle Juszczyk replacement, and they were unable to get him. But I say it all the time. The Browns will always be Browning. And that was the Browns Browning. There was absolutely no reason whatsoever to do that. Absolutely not.
You're not serious about winning.
No, not serious about winning
at all. And the fact that this kid is in there is eating him up.
Yeah.
Eating him up.
He knows that Sanders is going to be around again. And Sanders is a rookie, and he's limited. Like I said, he played like a rookie yesterday. First things first, he holds on to the ball way too goddamn long, but that's what rookies do. But he knows that Sanders is going to be there longer than Stefanski knows that he is going to be there. And there is some I'm always a big fan of, where something looks goofy, instead of it being malfeasance where like somebody's up to something. I'm normally, just people are stupid. And I don't know if there's any malfeasance there, but I do know there's a lot of stupid there with what Kevin Stefanski is doing and how he has handled that whole thing. But again, Shedeur Sanders, he's no savior by any stretch of the imagination, but you could do better by him if you truly believe in his talents. And I think the dude has talents. They just have to be nurtured.
If you want to win, you're doing everything you can to win. And you can't, based on what I've seen from these two kids, to me, it's night and day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you? This is the second week he pulled Sanders out in goal to go. 2 games in a row he's pulled him out of goal to go. I'm like, that's weird that you would do that, and you would let the other kid stay in, and who is nearly. Nah, I don't get it. That to me feels like personal shit.
Yeah. I guess I would rather have somebody think that I was engaging in malfeasance than just being flat out stupid. Like, now that I'm just kind of just running through it in my head, just hearing you talk, like, yeah, I would rather people think that I was up to skullduggery than people go, that might be the dumbest motherfucker of all time. Like, why is he doing
I would
that?
fire this dude.
I would rather you think of me as a bad person more so than just, the world's biggest idiot. But that's just my ego talking. So who knows? I get to the Warriors in just a second, but Andy Reid. Andy Reid is in a not an unfamiliar position, but one he hasn't been in a long, long time with the current state of the Chiefs. They got waxed by the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. The Chiefs are 6-6 as it stands right now. On the outside looking in of the playoffs, the Chiefs can't win one-score games. They got to deal with the best defense in football, the Texans, coming into Arrowhead this upcoming Sunday night.
Got to win out.
Yeah, they got to win out. Like it's rough sledding for the Chiefs. And again, I would like to see the Chiefs out of the way, but I'm not going to believe the Chiefs are dead until I see the casket close.
Yeah.
Until I see it dropped in the ground, until I see every shovel full of dirt piled on that casket. And even still, I'll wait a couple hours just to make sure that the Chiefs ain't on some thriller shit and they come out of the ground and all of a sudden they start dancing. That's how spooked I am by the Chiefs. And I think I'm not alone in how spooked I am. But things are unfamiliar for Andy Reid and the Chiefs. And Andy Reid did his weekly hit with a local Kansas City radio station. And he was asked how they are going to how they're going to get themselves out of this hole that they're in terms of being out of the playoffs and having to win out. And I'm just gonna go ahead and play the video, and you'll understand why I'm halting in my speech here, because Andy Reid might be freakier than a frog in a tuxedo. Just listen carefully, okay? Here we go. Of course, what in the hell is wrong with this thing today?
Yeah,
here we go. It does not like me. It does not understand that. Here we go.
Every play coming to me on this, Matt. I'm telling you, we're going to go after you every game.
Okay.
And that's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
I'm gonna go ahead and replay that for you. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and replay that for you. Andy Reid telling you what he's gonna do to your tonsils.
If you're coming to me on this, Matt, I'm telling you, we're going to go after you every game. And, that's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game.
And let me just say this right here, right now. Ain't gonna be nobody tickling my tonsils, Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Andy Reid, I got to do this to you. It's been a while since we broke this one out. We got to get out with the Gucci Mane face. I don't know what the hell Andy Reid talking about they're going to be tickling tonsils with their offense, but you ain't tickling these tonsils. Oh, no. No.
I don't know how one's tonsils are supposed to be tickled, but it don't sound good. It don't sound like something I want happen to me. That don't sound like something I want a 70-year-old man telling me. That's the answer.
Hey, man, listen. If that's the type of stuff you own, hey brother, you can have these Super Bowls. I don't want nothing. If that's how you getting down, I'm not trying to get in your way. Okay, I just want to watch some football.
My preference is not to have my tonsils tickled, just
at all, ever. Okay, in football situations, in non-football situations, Andy Reid.
Yeah, that sounds like an OnlyFans trick.
You got to get the Gucci Mane face, brother. I'm sorry about that. Gucci Mane face. You can't be talking about tickling people's tonsils.
Yeah, where did that come from?
No matter the context.
Somebody said pause. Exactly.
Yes. No. Not pause. Stop. No means no, Andy Reid.
I do feel molested after hearing that.
No means no. All right. I don't know. That's not how we get down. Okay,
Chris,
I understand.
You can't say that while you over there looking like John Wayne Gacy sitting in that chair over there. That's unacceptable behavior.
Damn, that was a deep cut, John Wayne Gacy. I wasn't expecting that reference today, but we got it. So okay, so yeah,
every play, every game.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like how it's like he's leering down at me. It's
Yeah.
like the way he's looking at me. So
What was the guy on Family Guy? Chester the molester. What was his name? Oh,
say, man, we might have to. Is Andy Reid on them lists? Like, does Andy Reid, when he moves into a new neighborhood, does he have to go door to door and say, "Hi, I'm Andy Reid, and I've made some mistakes in my life, and I am by court order, I must go to all of my neighbors and tell you about the things that I've done." Because man, I mean, I've heard some wild stuff being said, in a football context. I ain't never heard about somebody talking about tickling
That's
tonsils.
not what I heard.
I ain't never heard that, man. Ever.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I've been covering football for 30 years, brother. I ain't never, ever. So
And hopefully never again.
yes, that would be great. That would be great to never hear anybody, particularly Andy Reid, say the following.
If you're coming to me on this, Matt, I'm telling you, we're going to go after you every game. And, that's how we roll. We're going to try to tickle your tonsils on every play, every game. And
Like, he thought about it and then
Yeah,
he said it.
I don't understand what that even.
Yeah, you understand it.
What are you saying, Andy? What are you trying to say?
I mean,
Why would you go? You're a church man. You're a God-fearing Christian. Why would that even come out of your mouth? Allegedly.
Oh man. So yeah. It's all I got to say to Andy Reid is no means no, brother. That's all I got to say to you about that. Anyway, moving on. I'm so glad I found that video, as you can tell by the smile on my face. Because first I read it, the quote, and I was gonna just put the quote up on the screen. But when I ran across the video, I'm like, oh yeah, we're playing that video. Of course, we're playing that video. Let's get to the Warriors here real quick. Spending last week doing Warriors pre and post game on NBC Sports Bay Area. That was so much fun, man. Shout out to my guys Bonte Hill and Festus Ezeli and Zena Keita and Kareth Burke and who am I missing? Monty Poole and Dalton Johnson. Man, had so much fun hanging out with those guys last week doing Warriors pre and post game live. But getting a good close up look on the Warriors last week. Still a long way to go, but their problems are still numerous, and they are what we've seen before. They can't guard anybody on the perimeter. First and foremost, their lack of ability to keep opposing guards out of the paint is comical. How bad it is.
I think you're missing the point. I don't think it's guards. I think it's these guys that you never hear of until they get to play the Warriors,
and then they G off on them.
Yeah,
but the thing is, they're all guards. That's the trick.
Yeah, but there's something. I think that Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green kind of hit this thing on the head. It's like there's you do well against the guys you're supposed to do well against. But then all of a sudden you let this other person just go the fucking town. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
A lack of focus. And I don't think that those guys, one thing those guys won't do, they ain't gonna lie to you. They may do some goofy shit, but they ain't gonna lie to you. And I don't think the effort is there. And if you watch those games, you see how is this dude wide open from three all the time.
Yeah. But but to me, it's, and you're right about that, but the trick with the Warriors and watching them play defense and at times struggle mightily playing defense is that because they can't keep guys out of the paint, no matter who it is. Then all of a sudden that guy gets to the paint, they score because they give up points in the paint, like it's like they're giving out candy. So they'll either get to the rack because there's no perimeter defense, there's no point of attack defense. So they'll either get to the rack, or if there is someone there, Draymond mostly, to provide some rim defense, ball goes out, and then the ball moves on the perimeter, and then the Warriors get in scramble mode. So then they'll help, but then they'll help on a guy, and then when they try to recover off of that help because they can't stop the drives into the paint, it's the guy that they couldn't get back on the recovery. That's the guy that ends up hurting them. So they'll either give up a three, or then they'll just go take a headlong dash into the paint because the guy that helped is trying to run out on them, and then you can go by them. So it's like a house of cards almost. Their inability to stop people from getting what they want from the perimeter just fouls everything, and they're barely hanging on as it is defensively because of they're not very big, because of their lack of length and athleticism. It's just watching it up close, watching it in person for the last 3 or 4 games, whatever I was around for last week. Watching it in person was jarring when you actually see it live and you can see, the floor from a different angle. It's jarring to see how stressed they get defensively.
You look at this team and they're defensively, they are so undisciplined. There's no cohesion. They're in constant scramble mode. And it annoys you to watch. It's galling to watch. Like
it is.
Nobody's blocking now. No, it's like all anybody's doing is basically worrying about their shots. I get when Draymond and Jimmy talk about people with their own agendas, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, you watch them play, and that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. No cohesion.
Yeah. It's so having trouble still guarding on the perimeter, giving up points in the paint because they can't guard on the perimeter, and because they're not a very big team. I mean, just watching what the Rockets did, and I know that's an extreme example because of how good the Rockets are, but watching what the Rockets did to them last week was just it was stunning.
Which points, I mean, I think that's the perfect example of a game where a lack of discipline and focus lost them a game.
Yeah,
that was a very, very winnable game.
Reed Shepherd got them. They let the Rockets get into the bonus in the third quarter, so they went to the free throw line over and over and over again, and the Warriors couldn't shoot. And then they were missing free throws as well late in that game.
Bad.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was bad for sure. And as far as offense is concerned, I mean, no reliable shooting outside of Steph. We don't know when he's going to be back with that thigh contusion that he suffered in the Rockets game. Steve Kerr said it's not serious. They just don't know how long he's going to be out. And so, lack of outside shooting. They're still small. But it's again, I think this team is going to look different. We've talked about this before. Once you get into mid-January and into February and March. But as it stands right now, 21, 22 games, whatever it is, into the season, the Warriors are, they're mid at best.
They're 500 team.
They're mid.
500 team. I mean, that's kind of what did Bill Parcells say? Your record, you are what your record says you are, and you're a 500 team. You're a middling team.
Yes, sir.
So they'll have to pull together. I mean, keeping Steph Curry healthy is going to be one of those things, but getting disciplined on defense is another thing that, you just got to do it. You ain't going nowhere if you're not disciplined.
It's fun to watch Jimmy Butler play basketball, though. I've gained a new respect and appreciation for him, just drilling down and watching him play night in, night out. Like I said, being in the gym and actually seeing him play. He's such a smart God. He can read a game really, really, really well. He can, and he can. It doesn't take him long to read the game, And what I found to be interesting with Butler is that not only does he get a quick read on what the game is and what the flow is, he also reads his team and so he can read what the opponent is about. He reads what the Warriors are about, what they need, what they don't need, what they're lacking, and then he has the tools to provide the Warriors what they need. Do they need to kind of get a hold of the pace? He can do that. Do they need to get to the line? He can do that. Do they need more around the basket? He can do that. Do we need to get certain guys involved? Do we need to get certain guys uninvolved? And I'm talking about certain Warriors that are feeling themselves a little bit too much with their outside shot. I think you know which guys I'm talking about. But his ability to have a full understanding of the game for both teams is that is I don't know if it's a gift from the big round rebounder in the sky, as my man Bob Fitzgerald would say, but boy, it is. I mean, he's almost a basketball savant, just the way that he can read a game. It's so impressive.
I mean, you got to believe that really the only reason the team is even 500 is because they have probably three of the smartest players in the game.
Yes,
that basically scrapes them across the finish line every night.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of really what it boils down to, because everything else is just a bag of Skittles at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean those three guys, obviously Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy. They make up for the lack of defense and a lack of size and a lack of rebounding and giving up second chance points off of offensive rebounds and the we haven't gotten to the turnovers, which they're all guilty of. But I think that is mainly due to the fact, not mainly, it is due to the fact that they don't have any ball handlers. And hopefully DeAnthony Melton comes in and stabilizes that a little bit. Nice. So you have less, Draymond on the ball because he'll turn the ball over a lot. But Draymond's, he's doing a lot, and he's not a ball handler. The more Steph is not on the ball, I think the better for Steph and the better for Warriors. The less Pajimski's handling the ball, the better. So hopefully Melton can come in and handle that. But Steph, Draymond, and Jimmy, they make up for their physical deficiencies, and they also make up for their mental deficiencies in terms of not being connected offensively and defensively.
Yep. And we got to figure what's going to happen with Kuminga the rest of this year as well, who in all likelihood is going to be traded. In all likelihood, he's out the door. And you know what? Good for him and good for the Warriors.
Yeah. I had some interesting conversations about Kuminga with people, and I'm being intentionally coy, for lack of a better word, because I had these conversations in private, and I feel like if I say something, I don't want it to. It's nothing salacious or anything, but I don't want it to get out. Not that this is some sort of crazy popular program, but I wouldn't want it to get out because then it would be traced back to the person that told me. Had some pretty interesting conversations about Kuminga, and everybody kind of knows what's up. If you dig what I'm saying, everybody understands what's happening here.
Of course, it would behoove Kuminga has to play well in order to showcase himself, and getting hurt really does disturb that. But everybody's playing nice because they know they're going to get rid of the guy.
Yeah,
that's the end.
That's
I mean, that's the end goal. Like, we know you want to go somewhere else. Yeah. We'll make it happen, but you got to come and deliver.
Yeah,
we can get what we can for you. That's where it's going.
It is a marriage of convenience at this point. Mom and dad are just staying together until the end of the school year, and then once you kids get out of school, we'll break up and we'll go our separate ways. But we don't want to do this now because you guys are in the middle of your freshman year in high school. So that's basically what it is.
That's right.
My mom and dad are still sleeping in the same bed, but
there's
no love in the relationship anymore.
To be honest with you, that may be an actual spark for the team, is resolving that whole thing finally and moving from him and getting whoever else. I mean, I don't even know what the word. I'm assuming they're just going to get a bunch of draft picks. I think that's all they really can.
Listen, draft picks ain't helping them right now. You better get somebody who can help you. You better get some.
I don't know if they don't really get. But they're gonna have to trade him and somebody else.
Oh no, there's going to be
probably pods
to get what they need. It's going to be Kuminga and ... Yeah. Oh no, it's not going to be Kuminga and one guy for one guy, or like I said, draft picks. That ain't doing nothing for you right now, and they need help in multiple areas right now, particularly I think size.
You see what OKC is doing with not just this team, but the fact they have 2 first-round draft picks this year.
Yeah, they're whipping everybody's ass and only going to get better with
2 first-round lottery picks this year.
With a draft this year that's going to be amazing because you got some studs in college right now. Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic.
Put Sam Presti in the Hall of Fame yesterday.
That is fantastic. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Somebody's going to
only beating the piss out of everybody right now, and
somebody's going to go.
Might actually pull off this 2 timeline thing that Joe Lacob was so desperately trying to pull off.
Well, I mean, they already have a 2 timeline. What are they, like 24 years old, each one of them? So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
that's what's even crazy.
It's a concurrent timeline. Yeah,
yeah, facts.
Parallel timelines. Yeah,
facts. Are you kidding me? 2 first-round lottery picks?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. How about we do some on this date? Man, we're already an hour into the show. Let's do some on this date. On this date, December the 1st. Get that banner up there. On this date in 1955, American history was made. Rosa Parks was arrested
It's Rosa Parks Day.
Refusing to surrender her seat to a white passenger.
Yeah.
That sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. On this date, Rosa Parks helped change American history for the better, I would say.
Rosa Parks Day. That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even if that was somewhat staged. The powers that be in the black struggle back then knew what they were doing with Rosa Parks, and they played that up a bit. But hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you got to. Sometimes somebody had to be a sacrificial lamb, and it had to be Miss Rosa.
Yes.
Non-threatening, light-skinned black woman.
Would have played a whole lot differently if it would have been a 45-year-old black man at the time doing that. Would have played a whole lot differently. But so salute to the great Miss Rosa Parks for her contribution to the struggle. And equality in this great nation. It is sad that she was not taken care of for the rest of her days from that time. From this date, back in 1955. That 70 years ago. She should have been that lady. Her feet should have never touched the ground. She should have been carried from point A to point B every single day that she was alive. But unfortunately, she had problems getting employment. She didn't die poor. She didn't suffer. But I think it's sad that she wasn't treated like the royalty she was.
Yeah, I'm curious as to whether or not she was interested, because she definitely was interested in monetizing her name, her story, all those things, because let's face it, she could have definitely made money.
Yeah, but she should have never had to even think about that.
In a perfect world, but you're dealing with a bunch of poor people who didn't have no money.
No, I know that, but I think to me, once we got to a certain point, and I'm speaking as a Black American here. Once we got to a certain point, of relative success in terms of how this country treated Black people, based on what Rosa Parks was able to do, based on what obviously Martin Luther King and John Lewis and what all those great people, what they were able to do. Once we get to a certain point, it's amazing that we didn't pay it backwards, I think is the best way for me to put it. You dig what I'm saying? Like once we got to, I'm just going to pick an arbitrary date. Once we got to 1978, and so we had, that would have been maybe 12 years of the Voting Rights Act, all of those things that happened because of what Rosa Parks did on this date back in 1955 and what others did before and after that. Once we got to a certain point, I just find it's just me. I just find it sad that we didn't pay it backwards and uplift all of those people to deity status because of the work that they did that was very, very necessary, but very, very dangerous at the time.
Crazy dangerous and crazy necessary.
I
would love to. Now you got me thinking about it. I would love to see exactly how Rosa Parks lived out the rest of her days, what she did, how she made a living, how she made money, what was she doing?
Yeah,
what people taking care of her? I would love to find out.
I mean, man, somebody should have been putting money in
On
Rosa Parks' bag. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Bill Cosby should have been putting money in Rosa Parks'
How
pocket
come
every
Bill Cosby
goddamn. Well, I just picked a rich, successful Black man.
You picked the top ones: Bill Cosby and Oprah. They should have been out there. They was rich at the time. Jordan, Bill Cosby, and Oprah. They should have been putting money on her books.
Who's the dude that owned BET? Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson should have been putting money in Rosa Parks' pocket every single month. I'm just saying. So on this date, back in 1955, Rosa Parks made a stand by sitting and sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, which was one of the sparks that fueled the end of Jim Crow in the United States of America. On this date in 1986, Salt and Pepper released their debut, Hot, Cool, and Vicious. That's the album with Push It on it and Tramp, if I'm remembering correctly. And my mic sounds nice too. But Push It obviously is the main track off of Salt and Pepper's debut, which came out on this date in 1986. And this is the first rap album by a female act to go gold and platinum.
So what was funny was that, we, if you look at that picture, that's the original Spinderella who disappeared.
Yes.
The other one went into the Hall of Fame. This one just disappeared.
Hey, they treated the old Spinderella like they treated the old Lionel from the Jeffersons. Just one day, it was just a different one. And we was all supposed to be like, well, I guess that's okay.
It's different. Just all of the, you go to the concert. Oh, that's not the DJ I saw. We're still spinning. We're still spinning. So I guess we'll roll with this.
I had this album. Like I actually had the album. Had to have Hot, Cool, and Vicious. Absolutely.
I got that tape. I got that cassette at the Warehouse Records.
There you go. There you go. So on this date, 1986, Salt and Pepper dropped their debut, Hot, Cool, and Vicious. And on this date in 1989, the cinematic Christmas classic, Christmas Vacation, came out on this date in 1989.
As big of a trash bag as I think Chevy Chase is,
and he is.
Them vacation movies were funny.
Classics all the way around. Yeah.
I am not a Chevy fan, but them movies is funny.
You and I are in the same boat on this one. I'm not a fan whatsoever.
Yeah,
whatsoever. Even before I found out that Chevy Chase was a world-class asshole. Then you find out he's a world-class asshole. Like, I'm glad my instincts were right. Don't like him at all. But obviously, the vacation movies and Christmas Vacation, which is what we're celebrating here, came out on this date of 1989. An absolute cinematic Christmas classic for sure. For sure. So there you go. On this date, Rosa Parks made a stand by sitting. Salt and Pepper dropped Hot, Cool, and Vicious in 1986, and Christmas Vacation premiered in 1989. There you go. On this date. How about we do best thing I saw today, and then we get the hell on out of here. Best thing I've seen today, and if you're new to the show, like to end with the best thing I've seen today. Self-explanatory. Something I saw on Beyonce's internets. It's the best thing I've seen today, and hopefully it will be the best thing that you will have seen today. Because I'm a weirdo, and I grew up, basically as an only child. I entertain myself still as an adult.
Yeah.
And I entertain myself. One of the ways I entertain myself is I like to do football cadences. I'll just be in the house.
No, you don't.
I'll just be in the
No,
house.
you don't.
And I'll get up to the line of scrimmage and I'll start barking out plays.
No, you don't.
Black 59 Razor. Black 59 Razor. I'll do it. It's again,
Omaha.
I will do it. There is nothing cooler than calling plays at the line of scrimmage and calling for the snap. Get it? And listen, I'll get behind the center. I'll also get in shotgun. Okay. I'll move guys in motion. I'll lift my leg. I'll do all of that stuff, right? Because again, I'm a weirdo. And I saw this video today, and I felt like I found a member of my tribe. And now I cannot wait to do what this guy is done in this video that you will see. So if you see me in a museum doing this, understand where I got it from. This is the best thing that I've seen today. Oh, gosh darn it. You know what? The internet is great when it works, and then when it doesn't, it is the most frustrating thing in the world. All right, here we go. Best thing I've seen today. Oh, yeah. I promise you, the payoff is absolutely going to be worth it. Here we go. This is the best thing I've seen today. This is the best thing I've seen today.
Right here.
Right here. Right here. Right now. I promise you, you are absolutely going to love it. Watch this. Everybody. I promise you. Watch this. That's the stay. Here we go.
What is that? Jay. She raised the mic. Buddy! What is it? Run!
I'll run it back.
Here we go! What is that? Jay! She raised the mic. Buddy! What is it? Run!
What was the one that Patrick Mahomes did? This shit never works.
This shit never works.
And then he goes ahead and get the first down plus more.
Pointing out the T-Rex is the mic. And then turning around and calling timeout. Maybe this is something that is really just the best thing that I've seen today. But I don't know, that just tickled me to no end. So
very cool.
Maybe it's the best thing you've seen today too. So there you go.
I like it.
So if you see me in the museum barking out a cadence at a T-Rex, just know that sometimes I can be weird.
That's okay.
All right, we're gonna get on up out of here. As always, we thank our fine presenting sponsor, the folks at Hop Monk Taverns, 3 locations to choose from: Sonoma, Sebastopol, and in Novato. Make sure you check them out if you happen to be near any of those fine Bay Area communities. And to all of the quality hangers watching, and especially all of you in the chat, thank you so much. Again, know that our broadcasts have been infrequent. Our schedule is all over the place. I in particular have just been crazy busy. So we haven't been able to stick to our schedule, but we are going to give you another quality hang on Thursday. So make sure you kick it with us. And I think we might be able to stay on our Tuesday and Thursday schedule here for the next couple of weeks before we get into Christmas. But again, I know that we have sort of been all over the place. So thank you for being patient with us, and thank you for when we are able to drop a show on you. Thank you so much for watching us and participating. And we always love to see you guys mixing it up in the chat. So we really do appreciate you guys being patient with us as we are being infrequent and off schedule with our shows. So just wanted to say that to you again. We really thank you for hanging with us in that regard. So just wanted to point that out. But how about we do it again on Thursday? What do you say, Marcus?
Let's do it, man.
All right, we shall do it. Have yourselves a fantastic middle of the week. We will see you on Thursday. And as always, everyone, be good and be good at it. We'll see you. Bye.
Yeah.